Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending upon where you are in the world, and welcome to today's webinar, Proven Strategies for Powerful B2E Mobile Apps, Industry, Security, and ERP Considerations. This webcast is hosted by WebSphereUserGroup.org and sponsored by Indusa. I'm Steve Paul, and I'm your moderator today. We have just a few announcements before we begin. This webinar is designed to be interactive between you and our presenters, and later in the program we'll ask for your feedback. You can participate in our Q&A session by asking questions about the information presented in this webinar at any time. Just type your question into the text box located at the bottom left of our console and then click the Submit Question button. We'll answer as many questions as time permits after the presentation. Slides will advance automatically throughout the event, and you can also download a PDF copy of the presentation by clicking on the Download Slide link in the resource box on the bottom left of the console. At this time, we recommend you disable your pop-up blockers. If you're experiencing any technical problems, please visit our webinar help guide by clicking on the Help icon link on the bottom left of our console. And if slides are not advancing, please press the F5 key on your keyboard to refresh your console. And now on to our presentation, Proven Strategies for Powerful B2E Mobile Apps, Industry, Security, and ERP Considerations. Discussing today's topic will be Manan Thakkar, Solutions Architect with Indusa, and also Ken Bartlett, Global Mobile First Solution Leader with IBM Corporation. Now we'll hear from Manan.
Thanks, Steve. Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's webinar on Proven Strategies for Powerful Business-to-Employee Mobile Apps, Industry, Security, and ERP Considerations. I'm Manan Thakkar, a Solution Architect focused on enterprise mobility with Indusa. Indusa is a firm based in Chicago that empowers organizations globally to grow and evolve through world-class services, people, and technology. I believe most of you who have registered for the webinar are here. Let's start with the presentation. You can also follow along online via the Twitter information provided on the screen. As you can see in our agenda, in next 45 minutes or so, we are going to walk you through enterprise mobility and how it can positively impact your business. Next, we will talk about IBM Worklight, a mobile application development platform. We have Ken Bartlett from IBM to discuss about this. Moving further in the presentation, we will discuss the usage of enterprise mobility together with a few use cases on field sales mobility for pharma, procurement mobility for manufacturing and retail, and the field service mobility for manufacturing industry. We hope this will provide a grounded example about how mobility can be deployed for organizations like yours. In addition, we will also talk specifically about mField service, which is a field service mobile app, and how it provides an end-to-end after-sales service solution, and also how it helps businesses to increase their ROI. We will also provide a quick guidelines on how to prepare for a mobile future in your business. And at the end, we'll conclude the presentation with a Q&A session. Now we'll move on to the next slide. Let's begin with the enterprise mobility first, why businesses need it, benefits from integrating a mobile strategy, in addition to unveiling the concept of mobile application management. What is enterprise mobility and why enterprise mobility? So we'll try to get an answer of these kind of questions here. In today's mobile era, all stakeholders of an organization, including employees, suppliers, partners, and customers, use mobile devices such as smartphones and tablets and access cloud services to perform their work on day-to-day basis. This refers to enterprise mobility in business practices, which provides richer ways of working, expands investment, increases automation, and thus increases the overall productivity. As you can see in this slide, this statistic shows the use of mobility by employees and how enterprises are utilizing it to enhance the work efficiency. 71% of enterprises are discussing about the customer mobile app, which shows the mobility is definitely in demand across the industries. 66% are planning for a corporate app store. We will discuss about IBM Worklight soon, which has a capability of private enterprise app store. I'm sure at the end of this session, you will have at least something to take away. Like any technology, enterprise mobility brings both benefits and concerns to a business. Like all other technology, Enterprise mobility brings both benefits and concerns to business. Mobility is no exception in that case. With the advent of the mobile world, businesses are making use of apps that are easily accessible by their employees on the field. The data should reach efficiently, securely, and safely from the appropriate upstream system to the employees. You need to make sure that your app is working seamlessly. This should be your key goal when you are designing for an enterprise mobility system in your organization. There are some genuine concerns here: offline working, security and compliance, application manageability. However, you can rest assured by the end of this session we will have these concerns definitely addressed. Mobile application management provides a control over applications whether in a BYOD or a company-provided environment. Now, BYOD is a buzzword in this current era. You can see a lot of companies are coming with BYOD policy. A lot of people are talking whether BYOD is good or bad. But businesses usually suffer from a common set of misconception about enterprise mobility, from being too expensive to being insecure due to BYOD policies. Let me share a few key reasons why business should adopt mobility. Security is, of course, one of the major concerns in enterprises, but due to this, enterprise apps comes with a default enterprise-grade security, which includes physical authentication certificates, remote locking, and mobile device management, along with geo-locking. The use of multiple networks and multiple connection types with offline facilities like single sign-on and syncing capability help mobile employees avoid connection errors on the go. Adopting apps and device platform apps combination for both employees and customers force organizations to incur significant expenditures and avoid management complexity in a heterogeneous environment. One more common concern is regarding delivering compelling mobile experiences. By integrating mobility with underlying enterprise applications such as ERP, CRM, or an SCM, organizations are facilitated with a connected experience. An ideal solution can deliver visibility on 3 levels, such as real-time visibility, proactive alerting, and reporting, along with analytics. Let's talk about IBM Worklight, a cross-platform solution. Now I will hand over to Ken Bartlett, an IBM Mobile First Solution Leader. Over to you, Ken.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I really appreciate the opportunity to talk to you and everyone about some of our products, specifically IBM Worklight. And I'm going to move to the next slide. If you're not familiar with Worklight, Worklight is our award-winning mobile application platform, and that's really going to help speed development and management of your mobile apps. It's standards-based, and it allows you to connect and synchronize with your back-end systems while providing governance and security for the app, the network, and the data layer. Now, as you know, providing a mobile experience generally starts with an engaging application or a mobile web experience. But again, the mobile web app development enterprise really comes with a unique set of challenges. It has a faster development cycle. There are more devices to support, each with their own set of capabilities, operating systems, and UX and UI. There are a lot more development approaches. You have unique management, security, and lifecycle considerations, and unlocking the core business knowledge from back-end systems and making it available to the new mobile front end, which then needs to be integrated and optimized so that the enterprise and its workforce can take advantage of the new mobile opportunities. So as you can see from this chart, enterprise mobility goes a lot deeper than just front-end UX and UI. We think the UX, the UI, and the design part covers about 30% of the work, but really over 70% of the work is integration into the back end, focusing on areas like user engagement, security, and operations. And that's why we think it's important to have a platform, because a platform is going to help you with this back-end integration. Now, as I mentioned, there are a lot of different development approaches when it comes to mobility. You've got everything from pure web, HTML5 mobile apps being built on one side, all the way to pure native. We, at IBM, we see our clients doing something in between, which we call hybrid development. It's a combination of web development plus pure native operating system development. And we're seeing it for a lot of reasons. if you develop in web technologies like HTML5, you can do a lot of code reuse across multiple platforms like Android, iOS, BlackBerry, and Windows Phone. However, developers really like to code, navigation screens and code libraries that take use of native capabilities like camera or location-based services or contacts. That usually gets done in a native code base because the end user really expects a great, seamless experience and something that's sort of native to that unique operating system. Worklight covers the entire spectrum of mobile application development models. So what is Worklight? Well, with the release of Worklight 6.2, you actually have several different components. You start with a development studio. This provides leading tools for both native and hybrid development that maximizes code reuse, accelerates development, and promotes teamwork. You've got a server, which is part of our delivery tools. It is a gateway for engagement, security, and analytics. You've got a runtime environment, which manages your client APIs. You've got an operational console for deployment, management, operational analytics, and push notification. And you've got that application center. This is a non-MDM, cross-platform, private mobile application store, which was mentioned earlier. So some of the key benefits that we think Worklight provides to our clients is it really accelerates both web, native, and hybrid development. It has a rich infrastructure and enables developers to really focus on business logic. It's got preview simulation and testing tools to shorten that development lifecycle. It facilitates app security and trust. There's server-enforced authentication. There's app authentication and user app device binding. And you've got secure and syncable on-device storage, which is really important if you have to use your apps in an offline environment. It supports mobile operations, operational analytics, and effective data acquisition. And it has remote user and app control without a specific MDM solution. And it really engages your users with the enterprise. It's all about integration into the enterprise with codeless access to your systems, a unified push and SMS notification, and geolocation, a contextual collection of information and intelligence. Some of the other features that are part of Worklight are quality assurance. This delivers mobile app quality across a fragmented environment with end-user feedback. And application scanning. Application scanning allows you to detect vulnerabilities at the time of code change to reduce data leakage and breach. And it really identifies the highest risks and tracks the vulnerabilities in your code base so you can fix them sooner in your development lifecycle. So why do clients invest in IBM Worklight? Well, again, as I mentioned, it really helps with the development and the deployment of these mobile apps. It reaches more devices and more users, and it really helps deliver that exceptional mobile experience. One of the key benefits of a platform is the results. You really see an immediate return on investment for your project, from anywhere from 200 to 350% versus a cross-platform approach that uses native code development. It reduces your design and build costs. It decreases integration and testing times. It increases your time to implement. It increases your app set reuse, and it decreases your maintenance and upgrade costs. So, as applications patterns have shifted over time, Worklight is built to optimize integration, the reuse of skill sets, and deliver mobile apps faster. All right, Manon, thank you for the time to talk about Worklight. I'm going to turn it back to you.
Thanks, Ken. So let's begin with the next slide. We will move on further to take a closer look at the usage of B2E mobility in various industry verticals like pharmaceutical, retail, and manufacturing. But before we jump onto that, While you plan for implementation of B2E mobility, you must be thinking about a lot of factors, such as the main objective for introducing a mobility, the type of devices involved, how it will integrate with the backend enterprise system, what are the security concerns, impact on customer satisfaction, and of course, the cost involved and what's the ROI expected. I'm sure when you have these questions answered adequately, you will lead to a successful enterprise mobility implementation. Now, how to strategize the mobility landscape? Mobility is much more than just operating a mobile device in your hands. A smart mobilization strategy must be considered to transform your business into a connected experience that empowers employees and builds the customer intimacy. Developing a comprehensive enterprise mobility strategy must include prioritizing, testing, integrating, and continuous refinement. In this way, a winning strategy facilitates market growth, a connected experience with your customer, and creates a new revenue streams. Just keep these 4 words in mind: plan, build, integrate, and run. First, you have to plan for it. What are your priorities? What is needed? Then you have to build it. Keep the user experience in mind. Design the best user interface to get a best user experience. Next is the integration part. You have to integrate with the LOB system to get most out of it, because ultimately what you want your employees in field to have all the details of your backend core systems on mobile devices. Last but not least, use it. Deploy and use the app. Unless you start using it, you will not be able to understand the real benefits of the overall implementation that you have done. Now we switch on to the key components of business to employee architecture. Let's take a quick look into key components of B2E mobile architecture. When implementing a business to employee architecture, you will need to consider the role of role-specific apps and services that your business needs, i.e., what are your core requirements and why you need mobility for, which of your organization processes you need to shift to mobile. Next, you will need to build the foundation services, tools and capabilities to facilitate the architecture, i.e., which platform you want to use for development, what your LOB system you want to integrate, how you want to distribute the app and subsequent updates. And finally, you will need to get the infrastructure in place to begin using the solution, i.e., mobile devices, tablets, and supportive backend infrastructure. Next, we will discuss about the field sales mobility landscape. Let me take you to the real-world use case of a B2E mobile solution. Our first example is field sales. The sales mobility landscape offers a real-time access to on-the-go sales professionals to optimize the time, reach, accelerate decisions, and most importantly, close the deals on the spot. Mobile applications for sales can help with managing accounts, leads, and accessing the ERP system through your mobile device. It can also help planning and scheduling visits along with using your data more smartly. Thus, a field sales mobile app helps reducing the selling cost and sales cycle, allow higher quota attainment, improves the intelligence, enhances the worker morale, and makes a real-time transaction. These are the key features of having an entire sales operation on your mobile device. You can see this in this slide, that the solution has overcome challenges faced by the sales staff and what other benefit that the solution has added to them. Moving on to the next slide, where we talk about the actual use case of a field sales for pharmaceutical industry. Let me take a business case to help you understand how a pharmaceutical company has gained an advantage by implementing a field sales app. A field sales app was needed to get a real-time reporting, minimize the missed sales quota, and increase the market shares of their product. The app was integrated with company's SAP system, which helped employees in the field to access critical company data anytime using a mobile device. The field representative was able to generate orders, create invoices, and seal the deals on the spot. The VP sales of the company was completely satisfied with the mobile solution. According to him, reduced overheads, increased productivity, and improvement in customer satisfaction were the top benefits from the solution. Again, extending this, the field sales mobility provides a complete CRM, real-time capability, and processes the sales quotations. The Field Sales app empowers the sales team on the field with its built-in features such as lead generation, sales quotation, search functionality, invoice generation, customer history management, along with the real-time reporting. As I said, we are talking about a complete CRM solution on your mobile device, so you don't need to log into a laptop or a system to do any kind of operations. It's a complete CRM system on mobile. Sales team don't have to remember too many things at the end of the day to enter data into the CRM system, because usually what happens, salespeople go into field, they do a lot of things, they get a lot of feedback about their products, they have a lot of things to remember and enter into the system. But hey, when you have a mobile device, you just do all the operations straight away on your mobile device and keep your back office system and back office staff up to date with what is happening in the field. Next, we jump onto the field procurement mobility landscape. Now, this is slightly a different thing that we are talking here. We are talking about the procurement process. Another great mobility solution is a field procurement app that mobilizes a company's field procurement process. According to Aberdeen Research, it has been noted that organizations have experienced over 34% of productivity gain through mobilization of their field procurement process. Manufacturing and retail firms, particularly dealing with agriculture and farms, face a variety of challenges like inventory management, process procurement efficiencies, less control over purchase function, and the inability to get real-time pricing comparison. The field procurement solution is the right mobile app to overcome these challenges and fulfill the needs of these companies. It comes with the supportive capabilities such as access to inventory management system or the ERP system, dashboard, tax-based communication tools, barcode scanning, and delivery tracking. All these features straight from the mobile device. Thus, it helps in improved material tracking, efficient inventory management, real-time procurement management, and reports along with the analytics. Continuing this and further, we are talking about the actual real-life use case. This use case is about a textile manufacturing and a retail firm that wanted to streamline their field procurement process and of course increase the ROI, which is an underlying benefit of a mobility. A field procurement mobile solution was connected with the organization's ERP, Microsoft Dynamics AX, to facilitate agro-commodities procurement from farms. It helped in real-time synchronization of data with inventory, control over the prices, quantity, and overall procurement process. At the end of the implementation, the CIO of this firm was very pleased with the solution as it helped company employees to manage the real-time data and they control the prices through the solution. So overall, we are talking about the field procurement mobility reduces the time and cost, enhances the productivity, and assures improved accuracy of data. Field procurement solutions comes with a diverse features such as entry of receipts, procurement, truck dispatch, and an extensive search functionality. All these features enable real-time, fast, and accurate data entry of procurement information, reduced cost and time of data entry, enhanced overall productivity. Let's get into a discussion of the field sales service mobility landscape. According to Gartner report, organizations across the globe have not tapped the tremendous potential enterprise mobility has in the field service sector. Only 25% of the addressable market is currently using field service apps. Better transparency, shorter service cycles, higher consumer awareness is the need of an hour for the field service teams globally. Poor visibility of the field staff's activity and delayed responsive had almost become an industry norms in the field service. Scheduling delays, duplication of entries, poor decision making are the additional challenges faced by the field service teams. Now, enterprise mobility had a tremendous potential in after-sales service. Common activities that can be converted to mobile platform includes the management of service orders, routes, directions. Service technicians can also manage the customer and equipment history through the field service app. So on and on, you are having all your features that a field service technician need to have. He doesn't have to refer back to his system. He can just take his mobile device out and do all the operations from the device itself, then and there in the field. So when the organizations implement a mobile apps For one or more solutions that I spoke about, they could reap the multiple benefits. These could be in form of reducing service cost, enhancing productivity, and improving customer satisfaction. Now, we discuss continuing the same thing, the field sales service for the manufacturing. Now we talk about the actual use case of a real-life industry. This use case focuses on a leading manufacturer of an elevator industry who wanted to streamline their field service operations. A real-time solution that mobilizes the operation of over 100 field technicians was needed. Improved productivity and efficient service responses were the other key requirements. The cross-platform field service mobile solution implemented for the client allowed field technicians to manage the service orders in real time. That was the first key major benefit that they have got. The app could be used on iOS, Android, and Windows platform. So as I said, because of cross-platform, we could achieve this multi-platform application which could run on any of these three platforms, either mobile or a tablet. Field personnel could perform a checklist validation, manage problems, diagnose resolutions on the fly of any problem that has been received. Offline access was an important component of the solution where they could use the app even if they did not have access to the internet. Managing equipment history and part replacement enabled them to take a stock of the inventory faster. They could access the entire inventory from their mobile system. So rather than committing anything to customer, they can actually see in their inventory system to see what's the stock of the individual part and whether they can be delivered to customer within proper time that has been communicated to customer or not. Field technician could take images, audio, and video clips while at the service location and submit work reports with this proof of product served. They could submit a travel report and expenses in real time. This was an added advantage by integrating some of the HR features that will help employee not to go back to office and submit the hard copies of the bill. They can do it straight away from their mobile devices. After the implementation, the IT director was definitely happy. He mentions that the improvement in management visibility and better control over the service operations. The travel distance reduced by over 1,000 miles and a 24.7% improvement in the total number of calls per technician per day are some of the inherent outcomes. As I said, because your worker doesn't have to come back to office to get the details of the next assignment, he can get all the details on the fly on their mobile device itself. As we progress further in this presentation, we will also see how this helps, what exactly is this app all about. This field service mobility app provides the routing, customer history, work order placement, and the ability to collaborate. The first screen on this slide is the service app dashboard. The second screen depicts how the routing can be facilitated through maps. And the third screen is about task listing feature of the mobile app. There are lots of benefits, but include the optimum routing, improving productivity, real-time data, faster collaboration, increased revenue, and at the end, delighted customers. Because all that you want in a customer-facing industry is the customer satisfaction, which is the key for the success of any company. Okay, so next we have is, in next couple of slides, we are going to talk about mField service, a field service solution built specifically to cater all the functions carried out by the service technician. We will see a quick demo of the solution, and I will cover how ROI of the solution can be calculated. First, we take a closer look at the mField service end-to-end process. If you see this diagram, the mField service solution is built for the service engineers but caters to all other stakeholders in after-sales service process, including the senior management, office branches, the manufacturing unit, customers, and approvers. The solution is integrated with a back-end LOB system. This could be your ERP or a CRM system, or if you have any homegrown ERP system that manages all this data. The solution is built on IBM's Worklight Platform and is a cross-platform and can hence be used by iOS, Android, and Windows Phone or the tablets alike, as I discussed earlier. Over next 3 minutes or so, we will see a demonstration of the solution that I'm talking about, the mField service, to understand how it assists the field service operations. So you will be now presenting with a video demonstration with an audio of what's the mField service product and how it works. Can I have the video, please?
You are watching a demonstration of Indusa's mField service, Service Excellence on the Go. mField Service is a field automation mobile application for after-sale service. This ideal application provides each field service engineer a personal work list of service tasks related to maintenance, emergency repair, and replacement of parts. mField Service is developed to solve the mobile needs of several industries, especially in manufacturing such as machinery, commercial, and industrial equipment, home appliances like refrigerators, washing machines, and air conditioners, medical equipment for diagnostic and surgical procedures, utility service producers and providers, automobile and automotive manufacturers. How does mField Service work in action? This is Amy and her little daughter. They're waiting for the elevator to go back up to their apartment when it breaks down in the middle and leaves them stranded outside. Amy places the call to the elevator manufacturer's customer service department, who notes down the details of the service request in their system and sends an emergency notification to the mobile device of Adam, a field service engineer. Upon getting notified, Adam checks the priority of the task, opens it, and looks at the service order details. He then views Amy's location on the map and travels to her place. The MFS application is integrated with Google Maps and performs route management to show the shortest possible route leading to cost and time savings. Once there, Adam diagnoses the problem. He notes down the problem, diagnosis, and the actions to be taken, and changes the status to in process. This helps the supervisor in the office know the status of the service request in real time. After the problem is solved, Adam adds other details, such as parts utilized, time spent for each task like installation, repair, and replacement, and can even upload files such as audio, video, and image. Next, if parts are to be ordered on the spot, he generates quotations in real time, gets it digitally signed, and generates the invoice for chargeable parts and services. He then submits the quotation, and parts are ordered through the application. Now that the elevator is fixed and the customer is satisfied, Adam can move on to his next assignment. The mField Services application comes with a suite of benefits, including reduction in errors through paperless reporting, user-friendly and efficient tasks, increase in service revenue and customer satisfaction, better response time, efficient management of field technicians, easy integration and real-time interaction with line of business systems. The application works with any type of device, provides offline work support, mobile application management, and real-time analytics. To learn more about mField Services and how it can be customized for your business, please get in touch with Indusa. We look forward to empowering your business by mobilizing your workforce.
Okay, thanks for watching the video demonstration. Now we will focus on the most important part, which is the ROI of this field service app, or I would say calculation of ROI for any kind of mobile app that you are planning to implement in your organization. The impact of any technical solution on business's operation is a key for a decision maker before implementing the solution. Calculating the ROI is one of the best ways of identifying how a business can benefit in long term. Let's consider a scenario here, a field service app installed for over 200 field engineers over a period of 5 years. Let's first focus on the productivity gain. It's calculated through various parameters. An increase in workforce productivity has emerged as a major benefit arising from the deploying of enterprise apps. Various studies suggest that the workers have been able to gain additional work time by using mobile applications. Let's assume that a technician in servicing industry completes 20 tasks per week. His productivity increases to 23 tasks per week, which is a 15% of productivity gain owing to a mobilized environment at his workplace. So, if annual pay for a technician is around $50,000, then the productivity gain for the organization would be around $7,500 per worker per year. Now, in this scenario, we are talking about 200 technicians operating in that particular unit of an organization. A cumulative productivity gain would be annually $1.5 million. Using this approach, the equation can be extrapolated to the entire organization. Benefits, no matter how high, must be weighed against the expenses incurred in deriving it. Therefore, it is also equally important to look at the cost involved in deploying an enterprise mobility strategy and to see whether the benefits to cost equation is actually profitable or not. Continuing further in the scenario that we have used for calculating benefits, the annual productivity gain of $7,500 per user, and assuming the annual cost of ownership of the app, including the initial investment of setting up the server and licensing is total $1,250 per user. These figures are from the research conducted by the Forrester. We find that the productivity gain after 5 years, using all these figures, would be around $7.78 million, out of which the $1.25 million would be the cost of ownership. Therefore, the ROI will be around $6.62 million, which means the payback can be achieved in just 10 months of time. So, overall ROI that we are talking here is the total cost of ownership and the productivity gain. These are the two major factors to derive any ROI. And sooner you get the payback time, better is your ROI. The upfront cost like licensing, app development, and device procurement will not be part of expenses in the following years. So this is something you have to keep in mind, that the one-time investment might be higher, but the subsequent cost of maintaining the system is very less. So your overall ROI is definitely going to increase than what I have said here in this example. Only a recurring expenses like data plans, user training if the new users are added, and the app maintenance cost will be incurred, leading to a lower cost per user and further increases in the ROI of the app. The cost of owning an enterprise app lowers significantly after a few years of deployment. There are significant investments upfront, but as I said earlier, the scale of adoption increases, the cost to serve per user starts to come down. You have to bear in mind, higher the implementation, lower the overall cost of running the application annually. Now we talk about the benefits. There are qualitative and quantitative benefits out of implementation of mobility. The app definitely leads to a percentage increase in the revenue and profits. By implementing this app, you can see a measurable increase in the customer satisfaction. The use of field service app provides a quicker and improved customer service, leading to higher customer loyalty, and it will boost the brand perception. If we talk in numbers, we can say that it improves the productivity of the field force by over 15%, in which in turn results into the cost saving. Hence, we have covered the overall ROI. We can switch to the next slide. This is the final part of our presentation. We want to briefly cover how business like yours can plan smartly for the mobility. Mobility technology continues to evolve. The enterprise mobility management and multi-platform tools may impact your business. This slide covers the upcoming trends in mobility, and we are trying to give you a glimpse of what to expect in times to come. The story doesn't end once you develop a mobile app. Multi-platform, multi-architecture mobile application development tools will rule the mobility space for developing B2B or B2E applications for the multi-platform world. High precision location sensing through geomagnetics, beacons, image recognition, and smart lighting is another trend that we will be getting to see a lot in near future. By using geofencing, organizations will be able to track their workforce activity more efficiently. Wearable technology, of course, has opened up a whole new segment which has taken the reach of mobility beyond horizons. The way Wi-Fi will work in future is going to change tremendously both in terms of architecture and infrastructure, and that's something we all are looking forward to witness. And then there is the enterprise mobility management, the evolution of multi-platform mobile device management, containerization, and enterprise file synchronization and sharing. IoT, or I would say Internet of Things, is a big thing in a technology these days. But the era will be the Internet of everything. It won't be just limited by Internet of Things. The IoT is connecting to new places such as manufacturing flows, energy grids, healthcare and facilities, transportation system to the Internet. This connectivity means more data gathered from the more places with more ways to increase the efficiency and improve the safety and security. And more data refers to more analytics. You have lots and lots of data to refer, you get a lot of analytics, and that will improve your decision making. LTE, or a long-term evolution, commonly called as 4G LTE. Everybody must have heard about this after Apple has come with this 4G LTE network, and all these days, a lot of devices are coming with the 4G enabled phones. This will provide a super performance and latency that will benefit several apps. Metrics and instrumentation, a deep drill down into analytics of what users are doing, how is the app performing, what problems are they incurring. This is going to be the future of mobile for continuous improvement strategies. Focusing on the next slide, preparing for a mobile future in your business. First, developing a strategy for mobile. Mobile, cloud, data are the hottest buzzwords that you are hearing, but what does it mean for your particular business? Developing and revisiting a mobile strategy will help make decisions, identify appropriate applications, and clarify security concerns. Building a broad mobile vision will allow your enterprises to stay ahead of time and ahead in competition. Identify enterprise mobility touchpoints across the organizations, whether with employees, customers, vendors, devices, networks, applications, or other. Mobility can be connective thread for an enterprise. Address security concerns upfront. This is the most common concern, but also can be de-risked through careful planning of it. Other concerns such as data and privacy can also be mitigated if planned for it in advance. Revisit your customer demographics. Customers are increasingly going mobile these days, and how they interact with your business will likely follow suit. Another look at the customer experience from a mobile perspective may open up a new markets on new channel. Be it for the long term. A return on investment can be realized only after patience and time. Mobility is definitely not an overnight transformation. It does require your patience, and ROI is going to be definitely achieved once you implement it. Use the power of data analytics to your advantage. Track, measure, and analyze the impact of mobility on your organization to better define your unique business case. With this, we pretty much conclude the topic of B2E application. Now we'll discuss about what is Indusa, and Indusa delivers the business solutions through technology. We at Indusa maximizes the potential of organizations globally to grow and evolve through world-class services, people, and technology. We are headquartered in Illinois, have a development centers in India, and offices in London. Indusa is a CMM Level 4, ISO 9001, 27001, quality and security certified IT consulting and solutions company. Indusa was founded in 1989, and since its perceptions, 80% of our client relationships have lasted for over 8 years. Indusa is an IBM Global Business Partner and IBM Software Value Plus authorized reseller. We have also received IBM Application Specific License for mField Service Solution, for which you have seen the demonstration. We have extensive experience in delivering apps for various practice areas, including enterprise mobility to a wide variety of domains. The next slide follows the list of our key clientele for whom we have worked for years, delivering several projects, including in mobility and other .NET and Java-based systems. I think we are at the end of our presentation. We are now open for the question and answer session that you may have. Both Ken and I are here, and also we have our Enterprise Mobility Practice Manager, Ms. Nisha Pillai, available with us to answer your queries. If you have any queries, kindly write to us so that we can address them now.
Okay, well, thanks very much, Manan and Ken, for an excellent presentation. As we begin with today's Q&A, though, we'd first like to have our audience please fill out a feedback form survey that is now going to open on your computer. To complete this form, please press the Submit Answer button at the bottom of the page. We want to thank you in advance for filling out this form. Your participation in our survey will allow us to serve you better in the future. And now on to the question and answer portion of our event. As a reminder, to participate in the Q&A, just type your question into the text box located at the bottom left of our console and then click the Submit Question button. And it looks like we do have time for a few questions here, so we'll get started with our first one is for Ken. Ken, what's the biggest obstacle for continued growth in B2E mobile apps?
Yeah, well, Manan went over some of the challenges, and I think there was a pretty extensive list, but one of them that sort of rises to the top in my mind is really security. There have been a lot of high-profile security breaches. Target is just one of those examples. And I think we're really leaving a lot on the table because our clients they're concerned about their security, so they're just not implementing mobile enterprise solutions as quickly as they should. So I think if we can provide that extra layer of confidence to our customers, I think providing that for both mobile and social would be the biggest challenge facing us right now.
Thank you. Manan, here is a question from William. How soon can your field service app or any other mobility solutions be put into action?
Okay, that's an interesting question. I think part of this question was addressed in one of the slides that I covered earlier, which is about the B2E architecture. Three components of B2E architecture: the overall scope of the application, the integration part, and the infrastructure. So if you have the app ready, I think the key is to have the integration part. So I would say around 20% of your implementation is pending and could be addressed by doing the integration, and you have your app up and running.
Okay, thank you. Ken, here's a question from Cynthia. How does mobile relate to other disruptive technologies like social, data, and cloud when it comes to B2E mobile apps?
Sure. They're all really interconnected. When we talk about disruptive technologies, we're really talking about a technology that unexpectedly displaces an established one. So you've got mobile, social, and big data all grouped into this category. And I really think that, you need to be thinking of all of them when you're making your business decisions. Our CEO, Jenny Rometty, she talks about these as three specific trends, and she addresses them. The first one is data as a natural resource. Two is the cloud, public, private, and hybrid. And then three, engagement. And engagement is really defined as mobile plus social with a foundation of security. So I think it's really important, when you're looking at your mobile strategy, think about how these tie into these other disruptive technologies, and because I think they are interconnected and you can use them to your benefit.
Great, thank you. And I see another question here for Manan. What other functions in an organization can B2E mobility be leveraged for?
That's a very good question. I think we have already covered about the manufacturing, pharmaceuticals, and we are talking about the sales app, procurement app. But other than that, in Sales app, you've got a different variants. You've got a complete CRM system on your mobile. You can also have a reporting system on your mobile device. You can also have the HR intranet portal kind of thing on your mobile. So application of leaves or any other information that you want from company, enterprise organizations, mobile directory, all this kind of things will be available for a rental company who is renting out cars or any other kind of equipments to different people. They can have inspections for inbound and outbound material. That could also be, entire process can be taken to mobile. We can also have a mobility in logistic management. Overall warehouse logistic management solution can be completely brought onto mobile device. And as we talk about a lot of data being gathered, we can have a complete BI solution on a mobile device, which will help the senior management to help them making the decisions in an efficient and a better way. So this way, enterprise mobility has a lot of potential specifically into B2E segment, and you can cover any of your processes. Just think of it and get it onto mobile device.
Okay, well, thank you very much, gentlemen. Unfortunately, that's going to be all the time we have for today's broadcast and Q&A. So if we didn't get to your question during the live session, someone will be able to follow up with you over the next few business days. And again, for more information, there's some contact information that is here before you. We want to thank you all for attending today's webinar, Proven Strategies for Powerful B2E Mobile Apps, Industry Security, and ERP Considerations. This webcast is hosted by WebSphereUserGroup.org, and thanks for the sponsorship with Indusa. Shortly after this live event, we'll send you an email reminder so you can access this presentation on demand. And on behalf of our guests, Manan Thakkar, Solutions Architect with Indusa, and Ken Bartlett, Global Mobile First Solution Leader with IBM Corp., we want to thank you for your time. And